Right, we have to start again. We have to start again completely because my other Sony camera, for some reason the microphone doesn't work, and everything we've just recorded hasn't recorded, so that's a real shame. So let me just check something. Right, so I'm going to jump straight into this, the Nikon F3 HP, and this is a message from ELE4853. So I'll read it out to you. So I posted a video. Some of the best photographs I've taken have been with a Nikon F3 HP 50mm lens and a Metz 45 CL45. Is it CL or CT, whatever it is, flash gun. And so basically I said, for me, it's one of the best cameras ever made, with the MD4 drive, Nikon F3 HP with the MD4 drive. This was the response, and it's a big one. This was the response from ELE4853. You are completely off base. Nikon F3 was a failure. I was at the time shooting with Nikon F2A, which I still have to this day. My friends have jumped on the bandwagon of the F3, hated for one simple reason: its photometer. It's the stupidest thing ever created by Nikon. The crap only shows the plus sign, the center represented by the O and then the minus sign. Yep, so that's right, at the side it goes plus, minus, or O for good. Therefore, when the minus sign is on, it's obviously telling you the light coming in is lower. Okay, lower light, how much? Half a stop, 1, f-stop, 3, and a half stop. The same thing for the plus sign, overexposure, how much? It's like a blind person walking along a sidewalk with a stick. Overexposure, how much? Oh, I've just read that bit. The stick tells there's a wall, but how long is the wall? The blind does not know. To make things even worse, so he's spelling, to make things even worse, they have changed the metering system from the 12mm circle, 20% on center outside the circle, 80% to 9mm circle on center, with almost all sensitiveness to the smaller circle. So it worked almost like a spot meter. A disaster, with a capital in capital letters. Welcome to the blind spot meter Nikon has just created. Changed the professional F2 system to a new one without any regards to the professional world. A huge number of pro photographers sold their cameras and kept their F2 like me and never purchased the F3. Nikon later launched the F3 HP, HP meaning high point. Do you know why? Because of the first F3, because on the first F3, to check the meter you must pull your eye to the side to see the meter. What the hell is that? Well, mine's a F3 HP, I never had just a F3. And I'm sure I said that, and I said that in the title, F3 HP, so I'm unsure why he's digging up the F3, but here we go. You don't know how much light the meter is reading when you are off center readings. On top of that, you have to move your eye, losing the sight to where the meter is really at. LOL, how stupid is that? Well, the HP version was made so that you can see the image in the viewfinder farther from the eyepiece. Well, now you can see the meter without having to move your eye from the center of the eyepiece. Oh, look how great. They charge more money for that HP viewfinder, trying to solve a problem they created. It's kind of what you do. If you make a problem, you're like, oh sugar, that's a problem, then you solve it. So, but the stupid meter is the same. Palliative solution. Whew, massive word, palliative. Means terminal, doesn't it? Many professionals at the time, including me, started to jump ship and go for the Canon systems. for a very simple example. The Canon F1N still had the needle photometer showing exactly how much light the meter is reading. The Nikon failure was so bad that the subsequent models, the F4, F5 and so on, Nikon had changed back to the needle system, whether was mechanical or digital. I don't know what that means. The Nikon FE and FE2 launched later still had the needle photometer readout, which I purchased because of the F3 disaster. You are wrong, meaning me, you are wrong about the F3. I never said the F3, I said the F3 HP. I've only ever had the F3 HP. It is not the best camera launched by Nikon. In fact, it is the worst camera launched by Nikon. Professionals from the era know that very well. As a professional since then, I can tell you have no idea what you are talking about. Find something else to capitalize on, dude. You failed really bad like Nikon did. See, up until where he said worst camera launched by Nikon, professionals from the era know that very well. Full stop. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that review. Perfect. I don't understand why he then had to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Find something else to capitalize on. That's where I don't understand why say that. Yeah, I bought my Nikon F3 HP when I was 16 years old, after saving up, washing cars, doing a paper round, washing dishes, chopping onions in restaurants. That's how I saved up to buy my Nikon F3 HP. Yeah, and when I bought it, the photographs I took of it were amazing compared to what I got with my Minolta 9000. So I don't understand where this guy's coming from, because I've never used a Nikon F2 or F2A, sorry, and I've never used a Nikon F3 without the F3 HP. So I don't understand why that guy had to say that last bit, because up until then I'm learning. Yeah, you know, I was a 16-year-old photographer taking photographs, so up until then I was learning, right? So, you know, give me some credit. And even now I'm still learning. I'm still buying cameras, I'm still trying them out, I'm still doing different shoots with different cameras. I now do have a Nikon F4, which I do think is better than the F3 HP, but because I took some of my best photographs with that F3 HP, I have that nostalgic love for that camera. So I just didn't understand it. Right, so the second response I got for this camera was from EKS Extraordinary JNY. The camera was released in 1980 when it would be pretty good. Just for context, by 1992 Minolta released the 9XI, which I'm actually winning one on eBay, a 9XI, which had the 12 thousandths of a second max shutter speed. Wow! 4-point autofocus and shot 4.5 frames per second without the bulky motor drive add-on. By the 1995, when you say you got it, so yeah, so I was 16, so when I was 16, 1994, 95, 16, I would have been 17 that year, so whatever. So, but I was 16 when I got it. The F3 would have to compete with the likes of the Canon EOS 1 and would be completely blown out of the water. Now, again, he's right. Now, you got to remember, I couldn't have afforded a £1,000, £2,000 Canon EOS 1 when I was 16. And I think I paid 350, maybe £400 for the Nikon F3 HP with the MD4 drive. So I think I paid £400 for it at the time, and I paid for it bit by bit. So I put a deposit down, and then a bit more and a bit more, and they kept just chipping away until, and then I sold all my other cameras at the time. I sold my Minolta 9000, which I think I got like 150. No, I think I got 175 for, or something like that. So it took me a long time to really get this camera. Canon EOS 1 was a dream camera. I've got the book. I had that book, that Canon lens book, and I just used to look at it and just dream about one day owning all of those cameras. I used to dream about it, and I still do. Nothing's changed. But you know, I mean, he's right. The Canon EOS 1 would blow the Nikon F3 HP out the water. But at 16, 17, taking the photographs that I was taking, that was great for me. And you know, I soon will own a 9XI, so I'll try that out. So Extraordinary JMY, hopefully you're watching. And I do have a Canon EOS 1, and it is an amazing camera. I absolutely love it. I've just recently bought the EOS 1 NRS from Japan, and I've got an EOS 1, so I've got two. I've got an EOS 1D, I've got EOS 1D Mark IV, and I got EOS 1D X. So, and each time they've got better and better and better, and that 1DX is an amazing camera. But I still use my EOS 1D because I quite like the for some reason the colours it gives. It just gives just a different kind of colour to its photographs. So so I'm just gonna say thank you to these guys, to ELE4853 and Extraordinary JMY. But we don't need to be negative, guys. We're doing photography because we love it. We're doing photography because at some point in our lives we've made money from it. And you know, yes, I agree. There probably are better cameras than the Nikon F3 HP. I've got two Sony A77s here. I've just filmed the whole program and it didn't even record the sound. So, you know, I'm up there. I'm with you on that. Listen, like and subscribe, guys. See you later. Bye.